Yo, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? How we doing? What's up, everyone? Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. What's good? What's the good word? I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. Just a fantastic Monday in this hellscape. In this global hellscape in which nothing can be trusted. Seems fine. Seems totally fine. How's it going, Dan? Hi, Lori. Hi, Katie. How are you? Beanbags unite. Beanbaggery in full effect. How's it going? I'm on the can, bro. Make it snappy. All right. What's up, Della? How you doing? I also hate everything. The world is trash. Everything is garbage. Nothing can be trusted. The world's on fire. And every single thing imaginable is literally actual human trash and excrement combined. Oh, be glad I'm not living in Oregon. Yep, agreed, understood. What's up, Walt Brizzy? What's up, Jake? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Just wanted to rip on a couple things here. A little early evening jambaroozle. 9 p.m. unusually early bag tickle for your boy on a weeknight, but figured I would just zap a little bit. If you didn't have a chance to see the video that I put out today, give it a watch. Let it tickle your grundle. Let it just go inside your grundle and bridge the gap between your fleshy fun bridge, your anus, and your bean bagwell. Just go in there and just zap, just tickle it up. For people that are on Facebook and YouTube, please do me a favor and tickle my grundle and just share the live stream to your little page there. Just spread it real quick. Just give it a pop, give it a zap, spread the news, tickle everyone's bag. All at the same time. Spread the word. If you're on the gram, go down here and push this little, hit the arrow, punch somebody in the brain bag. No big deal. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Here's a news flash, guys, gals, and theys, birthing persons, non-birthing persons, and whatever we even are. Fleshy, gender fluid bags of bones, literal flesh bags full of bones, literal sacks of skin with calcium deposits inside. I don't know. I'm just over here wearing my Bobby Sauce garbage juice Cologne, just tickling my own bag alone here, screaming, yelling at my phone, punching everything in the grundle. Some people were like, yes. Does it smell like garbage juice and Parmesan cheese with a little marinara, with a little marinade? I don't know. Are there any bits of gabagool in there? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there will be. People are like, make a sauce. That's the sauce. There it is. I gotta find a way to white label pasta sauce. I don't even know how you do that, but until if anybody has any pals in a pasta sauce in a white label custom pasta sauce company, have them hit me up. I would sell pasta sauce if it was good. If I felt like it would make the hairs stand up on your bag, I'd ship it out. I'd zap it out. I'd send it to the people. I would do it. You know, I would. I'm sure I'm gonna get a bunch of hatred for all that today. You said he's a corporate sellout, shill, patriot, he's just a corporate. I'm like, hey, I got this box in the mail. Does anybody like this? And they're just like, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. He's a total shill. It's like, okay. It's like, who hurt you, bro? I don't even know. But whatever, let me just punch you in the bag real quick. I got a couple of topics that I wanted to just yell about real quick because first and fermented cheese. Look, there's a lot of Look, there's a lot of bag tickling that's going on out here in the old world, the old earth, as it were. Lots of people just kicking the old can of beans down the road, just like, oh, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you know that these two things are connected because I say they are? Because somebody on the inside told me they are. And it's like, are they though? Well, I can't verify it and I'm not sure and probably not, but maybe. And it's like, cool, let's broadcast that. Let's just go online and broadcast it. I have a super secret underground cable where someone that works under a bridge that self-administered the vaccine to themselves under a bridge 3 times a day. They know a guy on the inside. They know a super secret, top secret military operative that's on the inside. Did you know that the fence around the Capitol is because they're holding court cases in there? They're holding tribunals in there. They're holding military style cases in there. And the Vatican owns America. Did you know that the Corporation of America is upside down, 3 sheets to the wind? Pompeo, Black Hawk, flipping it upside down, playing 73-dimensional underwater upside down chess with my hands tied behind my back. Vatican, Starlink. Did you think that's a coincidence? I don't know. Might be. Not sure though, but think about it. Maybe. Couldn't it be? All the CEOs. Did you know they're quitting? What's that about? I'm not sure. Probably nothing. But did you know about that? CEOs. Did you see it? There's only 50,000 companies in the world. Did you know that some CEOs resigned on the tail end of an international, what is it now? A global clam-dem? But some of them resigned and cast out their stock options. What now? You know what that is? Probably related to this that I don't know, but maybe. I don't know though, but possibly, but I'm not sure. But maybe. Tell your friends. I know someone on the inside. I have a super secret upside down military operative that's 3 leagues under the sea, living in a pineapple under the sea. And they communicate with Starlink, Dogecoin, to the other galaxy. Did you see Elon, Starlink? He was giving a sign on SNL backwards, upside down, LNS. You know what that means? It's an acronym. Go to the Library of Congress, 4th row, 7 books down, underneath the thing, knock 3 times on the bottom book, back page of the dictionary. Who checked it out? Pompeo. What? No coincidences. Donnie's still the president. I'm just saying. Maricopa County, bro. Maricopa, bro. Did you see it, bro? Donnie's the president, bro. I'm just saying. I know a guy that lives under the sea, and I'm just saying, Donnie's the president. Fraudulent. It was fraudulent. Did you know? Every single law is going to be nullified. Did you know? I heard it from a guy. Can't verify it. Don't know when. Probably isn't. Might be. Not sure though. But could be. I'm not sure though. But maybe. Tell your friends. Meanwhile, stock up on rations just in case. Meanwhile, there's all these other things happening, but don't pay attention to those. Only pay attention to this. Donnie's coming back to saying, who's the real president? I don't know. Excuse me. Hold on, guys. Let me go down to the basement. Pompeo's meeting me for a secret meeting. Beep, beep, beep. Pompeo. I just took an elevator under the sea. I'm just saying. Oh, it's going to be a good one. I'm already sweating. Gotta get my sweat rag. People are like, you know why Bobby Sauce is always sweating? Meth. He does meth. Look at his eyes. His eyes are glossy. You know he does crack. I can tell by his nose. He's not even funny. I don't even think he's funny. He's not even funny. Maybe he should take a nap. He's not even funny. Sick burn, bro. That's just sick. That's a sick burn. Super sick. It's the sickest burn I ever heard. I'll tell you what. Yep. He's not even funny. Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm a light-hairily dripping sweat. Did you know he's not even Italian? I heard from a super secret underground military cable from some guy that I know, who I won't disclose here, who shoots all of his videos from behind the camera because he's got an alias. Because he's a secret character and we can never see his or her face. We can never hear their face. He's just a mystery voice. It's just a mystery. And then you know what they're going to do. And then Maricopa, that's what they're going to do. Super secret, top secret underground interview. You saw it here first. You saw it here first. Cuomo said what now? He said, I wanted to dip my garlic knots in her marinara sauce. What did he say now? Marinara sauce? That sounds like an acronym. Flip it upside down. Italian heritage. What is it now? Pompeo. Donnie's the president. I knew it. You know, I saw on the FBI website that garlic knots is code word for underground base vagina. I'm just saying. Why does he sweat so much? It's because he smokes crack and meth. I see in his eyes. I can tell. That's why he's not funny. I unfollowed him as soon as he started making fun of all of our ridiculous lies that we made up. Sick. So sick. I'm sweating so much. What the fuck? Son of a frick! It's funny. It's like, and people are like, it's like I'm sitting in front of 4 computer monitors, a phone. It's the internet. I'm getting Starlink is bouncing off the inside of the metal plates inside my head. It's hot in Florida. I'm in the hottest room of my house. This room only has one AC vent. They're like, you know why he's sweating? Meth, probably crack, probably coke, crack, and meth. He's probably doing speedballs. It's like, what? People know. They know. I saw him at an Italian restaurant one time. So much Parmesan, they ran out. I'm just saying. Don't vacuum the Parmesan. Bobby Sauce is coming in. He's going to smoke all of it. I'm sweating so much now. Oh my God. Why? I can feel it dripping down my back, but whatever. I digress. Aside from me not being funny, which I'm not, obviously, I wanted to share a couple of news articles that I just am like, great, sick. That's so sick. Super dope. Listen. First of all, thank you, Lars Brooks, for the super chat on YouTube. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you didn't see my story today or watch my video today, please give it a watch at some point. If you didn't see this flag, I tagged them in my story today. That was awesome. I also got some cool shirts that came in today from Spartan Gear. Check them out. Tickle their bag. Support the people that support the channel. Listen, so there's an article today in New York Post, Epic Times. It's all over the place. I believe it was 3. I don't even know how many. I believe it was 3. 3 UMass Amherst students were suspended for a photo that was taken of them with no diaper on outdoors off campus. I don't know if anybody saw this. There was a photo that was sent to the administration of UMass Amherst of 3 girls outside, 3 UMass Amherst freshmen outdoors off campus and not wearing diapers, was sent to the university administration, and all 3 of the girls got suspended from one semester, got banned from taking remote lessons, and will now need to reapply for the next semester at UMass Amherst. Now, keep in mind that the school is going to cancel the $16,000 in tuition that these 3 girls paid. They're going to bar them from taking their finals, and they're going to need to reapply for the next semester after the financial loss that they get from the current semester. They were taking students remotely after the suspension, but the online classes were discontinued last week, and they were not administered for final exams. So it basically means that their entire semester is invalid, and they just lost $16,000. Disgusting. Absolutely insane. This is a real story. This is really happening. Now, keep in mind the Center for Garbage Control and Lord Fauci, our Lord and Savior, the Sultan of the entire planet, Lord Fauci and the absolute garbage merchants that work at the Center for Trash Control took off the outdoor diaper mandate. Not even. I believe that all three of these girls all got the juice as well. So this is just yet another example of absolute insanity reigning over everybody in the planet. And I think what's so outrageous about this and many other things is that despite all of this madness and despite all of this trash and despite the fact that these rules are changing, nobody seems to care except for us, the limited amount of people that actually do care. And it turns out that the world actually is trash. Everything's on fire. The world is garbage. No one can be trusted. And every single thing is literal trash. So that's great. Now, keep in mind that 105 million Americans are currently fully juiced, and more than 56% of U.S. adults have received at least one shot of the juice. Yet these three girls are going to lose their entire semester and now need to reapply. That's absolutely insane. What a shame. I hope everybody realizes that for the vast majority of people, a college education is pretty much not necessary. And I hope these girls go and do something with this off time that will probably get them a whole lot further in life than some garbage degree from UMass Amherst. So I hope you at UMass Amherst sucks a lemon because you're a bunch of trash merchant, virtue signaling, actual garbage people. And whoever the literal smudged clown shoe is that sent that image to the administration, you're a literal goon and you should be ashamed of yourself. But whatever, I digress. Tickle my bag. Sorry for everything. Whatever. So that's today's absolute bag of trash article for the day, which I think is just absolutely hilarious and totally fine. Because today, our Lord and Savior, the God of all gods, Dr. Anthony Garby, said that diaper wearing could become seasonal after the corona clap ends. This is an article in Miami Herald, as well as a variety of other mainstream news outlets, that says that wearing a diaper could become seasonal, and it can be a seasonal habit to combat common illnesses. So that's super awesome, because that's never happened ever in the history of time ever, especially here. Especially not for just common illnesses that come around all the time. Now, I went to the grocery store earlier today. I went to the grocery and I noticed a couple of things. I am here in Florida, aka Big Ron's Kingdom. I got my eye red. Oh, he's doing math. That's math. And I noticed that there was no sign at the door that said anything about diapers. And I was like, that's pretty interesting, because usually it's plastered across the door. It's like, please put on your diaper, virtue what? And I'm just like, oh, God. So I went in the grocery and I noticed that there was no sign for the diaper. I've gone into the store a number of times with my diaper just hanging off my ear, which is kind of like my new move these days. It's like, oh, sorry, I forgot. Tickle my bag. And no one ever says anything to me. I went in the store. Every single person was wearing a diaper in the store except for me. And I was like, dope. Now I had it on my ear because I'm like, oh, sorry, whoops, I forgot. Tickle my bag, sorry. But I didn't see a sign anywhere. And I'm like, this is so funny, because what's actually going to happen is that people are going to keep wearing these just because people are wearing them. So even though before it was like, okay, there's a sign that literally says it, but it's just a perfect example of people being totally brainwashed by the actions of other people. And there's enough signs out there to support how people do this and why people do this. It just so happens to be human nature. So let that be a lesson to all of us. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. Tickle my bag, don't cancel me I'm just trying to drive a go-kart from the front to the back of my fleshy front bridge. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, if anybody's out there listening, do your all selves a favor, and if there is no sign, don't wear a diaper, or if it makes you feel better, hook one on your ear and just stroll in there and see if somebody says something to you. Now, when I mean somebody, I don't mean the people in the store. I mean the employees of the store. Because if a person in the store is just like, tickle my bag, just be like, yo, kick me in the bean bag. I don't care what you have to say. Are you a police officer? No, you're not. So buzz off, bean sprout. I'll kick you in the frickin' grundle. I've been trying not to swear because everything is garbage, and they just, whatever, you get it. So I thought that was kind of interesting, all this blind compliance, despite the fact that there are no signs there. So I think that hopefully people are understanding that the world is waking up. Although I do find it absolutely tragic how states like Miami or states like Florida and states like Texas, for example, are allowing large-scale music festivals, concerts, and large-scale events with people that are supposedly social goobering or aren't even. And then in other states, you still have restaurants at partial opening and a variety of other things. So it's just absolute trash. And I just find it hilarious and totally garbagey and sad that children are in school wearing diapers, yet I can go to a rave in Miami and not wear one at all from the minute that I walk in the door to the minute that I leave. And yet our children, I don't have any children of my own, but the children of America and in the world at large are basically being enslaved, trapped in these plastic tubes, plastic boxes, made to wear a diaper all day. It can't be healthy. It's extremely tragic. And I find it just so incredibly sad that this mayhem is continuing despite all of this actual trash. Nobody seems to care about what actually happens. And I find it so mind-blowing because on top of all this garbanzo, has anybody else noticing what everybody else is obviously noticing, which is that inflation is kicking everybody in the bag? Now, the most interesting example of this that just happened to me today. I was looking to rent a car. I'm doing a little bit of traveling this month, and I was looking to rent a car. So I compared all the rental car prices for the city that I'm going to. And there's no special thing happening on this particular weekend that I'm trying to rent this car. There's no special event that's happening. It's Nashville, Tennessee. It's not like we're talking Manhattan, whatever. It's a fairly large urban area. You would think that they would have cars to rent. I tried to rent a car for 2 days, and the cheapest price that I could find for a rental car was $157 a day. $157 a day. So what I hope that people understand about this is that this has absolutely nothing to do with the natural flow of the economy, and this has everything to do with all the economic policies that are already damaging the vast amount of our systems around the United States. And obviously, I don't live in any other country, so I don't know how it's going there. But the reason that these cars are so expensive, and the reason that the typical price to rent a car for 1 day is 3 to 4 times the average price that it usually is. Usually, you can rent a car for anywhere from like $20 to $45 for a compact, usually for a day, pretty much in any city in America, with the exception of maybe the largest ones. But the reason that these car rentals are so expensive is because a lot of the car rental companies had to sell off parts of their fleet because all of the demand was down because everything was artificially shut down. That's reason number one. Number two, gas prices are off the chart, which is made possible by shutting down all of our oil production, forcing all of our oil to need to come from overseas. So the increased price of gas, the increased price of producing gas, less people want to drive, less people want to use cars, less people are traveling because of these artificial shutdowns, blah, 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 blah. So the price has to go up, not to mention inflation. Everybody's getting stimmies, money's getting printed off the charts. So it's just this diabolical combination of all of these horrible economic policies that are finally coming home to roost, and nobody seems too concerned about it. And they're like, but mean tweets, at least the tweets aren't mean. And it's like, the thing that really bothers me about all this, I think is tremendously sad about all of these developments that are happening around the world, is that if people didn't realize that there was a problem when they were wearing diapers, when the oldest president in American history was supposedly selected, when you saw absolutely no support both online or in person for Joey Basement, and then he happened to miraculously have this super strange, super outrageous, totally unpredictable, and completely odd and completely insane way that he happened to supposedly win the whatever. It's like, how did all of those repubs all win down ballot? Yet it's like, there's so many irregularities, but you can't talk about it here, which of course that's not a sign of anything. So who cares? And then they're printing money into oblivion, and you have total corporate shills like John Oliver being like, okay, inflation's not real. We can just print all the money forever. And it's like, yep. If you see John Oliver, who's an employee of AT&T, one of the largest corporations in America, if you have somebody like him being like, it's totally fine, He's just a total Democratic and corporate shill, a total propaganda merchant who is collecting a paycheck of which he signs the back of and not the front. These people are bought and paid for. And it's just like, cool, that's awesome. Meanwhile, they're distracting us with all these things that don't matter. Meanwhile, kids and people are getting shot in Chicago, one of the worst places for one of the most strict gun law and gun ownership cities in America. Yet people are being shot 30, 40 a weekend. People are being murdered all over the place. They're saying a month and a half ago in New York, they're saying defund the police. Now somebody gets shot in Times Square. Now don't defund the police. These people are completely full of it. And they're savages. They're savages, but the vast majority of people just don't care. But whatever, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't even matter. And these absolute psychopaths just are going to continue to go forward and say, yeah, we're going to just wear diapers seasonally because of the normal flu. Yeah, we're just going to wear them every season. And then you got people just wearing diapers outside, even though they lightheartedly came out and said that they didn't have to do that. You got Joey Basement lightheartedly wearing a diaper outside after he's been fully juiced, nowhere around another person, or sitting in a room with a bunch of people that are fully juiced wearing diapers, and they're all wearing diapers, completely going against their own words. You got people like Krusty and her husband kissing with diapers on outside, not near anybody, and they're just virtue signaling. It's a complete and total illusion, a total farce, and most people just don't care. It's like, cool. Meanwhile, you got these students getting suspended for partying outside without masks. The Center for Garbage Control literally said that they could do that, and they're off campus, and it's just a photo. It's like you can't even prove when that photo even was. So it's just complete and total savagery from people like UMass Amherst, where any other college would never be able to get away with stuff like this if they weren't. But these universities are subsidized by the government. The demand is so high because Joey Basement and the gang want to give them free everything. The world is trash and everything is garbage. But whatever, who cares? Now, on top of all that, these absolute psychopaths in the U.S. Treasury, Joey Basement, and all these like literally crispy garbagios are trying to tell us that the reason for unemployment, there's a clip of Joey Basement today being like, he's like, Americans want to work. They want to work. And it's like, dog, no, they don't. They legit don't. You liar. So there was the jobs report came out for April that missed by over 750,000 jobs of what they thought. The unemployment rate is over 6%, which is not even including people that don't go back into the workforce. It's like the economy is like absolutely clapped. And what's so insane and absolutely hilarious is that these people think that the fact that people are legit getting greased with $300 in jobless supplements every week per week in a supplemental unemployment benefit on top of the unemployment benefits that they're already getting from their local governments, from their state governments, and they're suggesting that somehow that this is not preventing people from wanting to work. So based on the United States Chamber of Commerce, 1 in 4 recipients that are getting this unemployment benefit, this extra $300 a week, 1 in 4 recipients are taking home more in unemployment that they made when they were working. 1 in 4, which means that and that's just what we think. That's just what the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is saying. Could you imagine what the real number actually is? 1 in 4 recipients are taking home more in unemployment that they earned working, which means that they could just go out and get a job under the table and legit make way more money than they ever made working, and just keep collecting unemployment until September. And people wonder why car rentals are so expensive. Every single thing is off the chart. Every single thing in every single part of the American economy is more expensive now than it was 12 months ago. Groceries, gas, lumber, home ownership, steel, every single part of building a house, the total amount just to build a house just went up by over $35,000 simply because of lumber costs alone. The inflation is insane, and they're doing things like reducing the amount. I talked about it on a previous live stream, like selling the same roll of paper towels with 15% less paper towels, and a variety of other things, giving just smaller units, smaller bottles of chemicals, smaller bottles of cleaning products, and just no one cares. So it's like employers are having a tough time filling jobs, And nobody's going to get a job until September because they can just collect unemployment. Not to mention the fact that all the money that you save by not traveling to work, not using different things like dry cleaning your clothes, like putting gas in your car, tires, brakes, bus tickets, trolley tickets, Uber rides, lunch out and about. It's like they're kicking the can down the road till September, and you better believe that they're probably going to extend it even beyond September. So all of these employers are having a tough time filling jobs, getting people to come to work even if they have a job. And more businesses are going to go out of business simply because people just do not want to come to work. So as a result of them not coming to work, they have to raise the prices of the products and services that they offer. This is the inflation hitting us right in the bag, and just nobody seems to care. Every single thing is more expensive. Every single thing is upside down. And these people are sick. They are totally disgusting. So it's just like, declines in motor vehicle parts manufacturing jobs, temporary help service jobs, difficulty hiring hourly workers like bartenders, servers, barbacks, busboys, runners, overnight cleaning staff. These companies are totally getting squeezed, and it's trash. And they're just lying straight to our face. And it's like, cool. So they're just greasing every single person imaginable with $300 extra per week. They're making more money than they made when they actually went to work, and just nobody cares. It's truly sad. So I just find it just the amount of inflation that is happening in every single aspect of society is just so incredibly tragic, and every single person is feeling it. So you're just like, you're making all this money. Meanwhile, shopping and malls are all up, like Dogecoin and cryptocurrencies are all up across the board, and it's just like, but the inflation is being felt across the board. Like, for example, several different things, like the company that prints my shirts, they emailed me today and they said shipping prices are going up and the price of all the goods are going up. All the shirts are more expensive because all of the supply lines and all the logistics of getting things from point A to point B are all more expensive. Shipping costs to actually ship the products to people's houses, all more expensive. Gas prices more expensive. Insurance more expensive. Property tax more expensive. Every single thing. It is truly, truly, truly tragic. Now, I had a couple of other articles that I wanted to talk about as well that I'm going to pull up. What do you guys think? So many businesses are short-staffed. It's insane. Exactly. Vicky says, I work in millwork. We can't even get material, and it has gone up 200%. Yep, exactly. So it's like all of the products that are necessary and all of the labor that's necessary in order to have people build and assemble all of these things, they're all going up. And it's just like, this is the inflation. They lie to us straight to our face about inflation not being a thing, or, oh, it's 1%, it's 2%, it's not even coming. And it's just like, yo, it's right here. It's right at your doorstep. And it's like literally clapping your cheeks right now as we speak. And it's just great. Okay, here it is. But yeah, who cares? But who cares? No one seems to care. Property has gone through the roof. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now, if anybody else has noticed that the price of Ubers and Lyft is up off the charts as well. If you've tried to call, like I used to call an Uber or Lyft, and I could get a ride where I live in South Florida in probably 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes usually, sometimes in 2-3 minutes at the minimum. Now, that same driver takes usually about 8 to 10 minutes for the exact same location, and the price is considerably more expensive. So an article came out in Zero Hedge last week that says that Uber and Lyft now face driver shortages after additional gig worker regulatory threats. So it's like The Joey Basement administration is threatening them that are threatening companies and ride-sharing companies, gig worker companies like Uber and Lyft, which allows people to not have a full-time job and work whenever they want, which most Uber and Lyft drivers actually like because it allows them to work whenever they want. It can be a supplemental income to them. They are their own boss. They can go as they please. They can choose to take rides or not. The U.S. Labor Secretary wants to classify gig workers as employees. So in a time where all of these employees are already claiming unemployment, already getting greased by the government, already receiving money and getting payouts, free payouts and kickbacks for just legit existing, they're trying to put in more of these regulations to force these companies to consider them employees, which is insane. And it just literally destroys the entire business model of companies like Uber and Lyft. So all these people that are already short on cash and all of the people that need these rides to go to do things, like people that don't have a car, for example, now it's more expensive and there's driver shortages because all of them are being paid more money to simply stay at home. And then on top of it, it's like they squeeze everybody at both ends. They squeeze the business model that allows all these good things to happen and lets the free market to determine what happens. And then on the other side of it, they pay everybody off so that they stay home and don't work at all. They're legit coming for every single thing from both sides. And it's tragic. So it's like all the demand and all of the way that a normal economy would work, they're squeezing every single thing out of it at every single corner. But it's like, but unless you pay attention and unless you look further into this, it just doesn't matter. And the thing that I find so incredible about all this stuff is like all of the major drug companies, all of the big pharma companies are having absolute record profit years. Companies like Moderna, those companies are making so much money. They're making the first profit that they ever had ever. And even companies like Pfizer's said that the Corona Clap juice will become a durable revenue stream, which they announced on their earnings report, which surpassed Wall Street's elevated projections, that it's on the cusp of securing regulatory approval in the U.S. for minors ages 12 to 15. And they said that they're expecting sales of the juice to hit $26 billion at the end of this year, a milestone that would make the juice the company's biggest selling product ever, eclipsing Humira, the popular rheumatoid arthritis drug. So it's like they are profiting at a record level. We know that these companies have been caught lying, deceiving, and have had some of the most expensive fines levied upon them. Yet people think that these people have their best interest at heart, that these people somehow care about your actual health. These companies are crushing it. They're making record profits, and they're trying to suggest that this should be something that you have every single year. All these people care about is money and greed and power, and it's disgusting. And they got all these people in their back pocket. They got all the politicians in their back pocket. And again, nobody cares. Meanwhile, to feed into every conspiracy, U.S. birth rates fall to the lowest level in a generation. The total number of U.S. births the total number of births in the United States fell by 4% in 2020, dropping to the lowest level since 1979, the lowest birth rate level in a generation. Birth rates dropped across every race, ethnicity, and age group, even teenagers. And of course, declining birth rates are a problem across the developed world. And in 2020, at 3.6 million births, it's the 6th annual drop in births in a row. So it's like, cool. So every single possible conspiracy that ever came out ever is just completely activating entirely across the board. It's like you got people that are completely blind to what's going on. You got the mainstream media and every single possible person, every single possible corporation that's responsible for disseminating information, not the truth, all in the bag. You got every politician playing games, just trying to reassure that they'll get elected again. You got the companies. You got the companies who have historically not cared about your health, historically not cared about how you live or whether or not you live a healthy life, making record profits off of taxpayer dollars. So you got the taxpayers financing it. You got Joey Baseman printing money at a rate never before seen. You got the trade deficit at a record high, the highest trade deficit we've ever had ever. You got the only growing economy in the entire world in China. Meanwhile, you got states like I believe it was Washington that said that they're going to push critical race theory in schools. They put it that it's a mandate. Forget what it is. Believe it was Washington. Yeah, I believe it was Washington State that they came out today and said that they're going to force critical race theory in all of their schools. Sick. Meanwhile, the price of corn is the latest commodity to soar. The prices of corn have risen 50% in the first 5 months of 2021. A bushel of corn costs more than twice what it cost 1 year ago. Corn, America's biggest cash crop. Our biggest cash crop is up more than 50% in 2021. The price of soybeans, the price of wheat are up high as well. Corn is a key ingredient in making products ranging from tortilla chips and chicken wings to bourbon and Coca-Cola. About 40% of the U.S. crop of corn is blended into motor fuel. High corn prices are lifting makers of fertilizer and farm equipment while helping consumer products and food companies justify their own price increases. Yeah. Meanwhile, farmers got bailed out with federal taxpayer dollars, specifically farmers of color, which is totally racist, but who cares? Nobody cares about that because it's woke, because everything's woke. A 2x4 in Home Depot is now $11 a piece. Yup. Somebody said Tommy is live right now. Yeah, I'll send him an invite. Maybe he'll want to come in. I don't know. We'll see. So it's just like, it's like the thing that really just troubles me about all this stuff is that I feel like it's like, I don't know. I don't understand how obvious it could get. I don't understand how obvious it could get. It's like your prices are being raised. It hurts all of the people at the bottom of the most. Everybody's getting bailed out by the federal government. We're printing money into oblivion. Every single possible policy that could be good for children, for the future of America, is being put into place, and everything is terrible. Meanwhile, you got wars going on overseas. You got explosions today in Jerusalem. It's like, it says Hamas fired 150 rockets into Israel today. Okay, that's awesome. That seems absolutely horrendous. And you still have, and then you have companies like the AP News coming out with a poll today that says the Joey Baseman approval rating is 63%. His overall approval rating is at 63%. I don't remember voting in this poll, but these people are sick. They are just lying straight to our face. And the thing that just blows my gourd and tickles my bag is that, again, it's like, how many things could possibly be wrong at the same time for people to still not care, or for people to still not be aware of it? It's just like, I don't understand that. It's just like, if it's this bad, how bad does it have to be? Is it like, do people have to be dying in the streets? It's like, there's a lot of bumbles and homeless people in the street. It's like, the prices are off the wall. I just don't understand. It's like, what else could possibly go wrong that they would need to see? So it's like, they're out here telling you that, and I think Fauci came out, he was on some news program over the weekend where he said that we're probably not going to get back to completely normal until next Mother's Day. This guy's sick. This guy's sick in the head. But whatever. Who cares? An article came out on futurism.com that says cryptocurrency is now worth more than all U.S. currency in circulation. Cryptocurrencies hit a valuation of $2 trillion on April 29th, according to the Wall Street Journal. That is approximately the value, more value. That is approximately the same valuation as all US dollars in circulation. It exceeds all US dollars in circulation. Not all US dollars, but all cash dollars in circulation. Now, considering that the vast majority of cryptocurrencies have absolutely no difference than any other cryptocurrency, very few of them can be actually repurposed for any other objective value, such as Bitcoin, for example, can't be used for anything. You can't do anything with a Bitcoin. You can't mine. You can't do anything with a physical Bitcoin because a Bitcoin does not physically exist. It is literally fool's gold. It is literally a digital string of numbers that can produce absolutely no value unless exchanged for some other equivalent or some other fiat currency. So it's not a real asset. It's not real money. It could never really be used as currency, or it's very highly unlikely that it would. And if it was to actually get to any point where it actually questioned the viability of other fiat currencies, they would ban it. So you have all of this cash dumping into cryptocurrency, and who is it? It's millennials, it's the youth, it's all of these people that are hoping and praying for more, that they're making money in the short term, and their money, for the most part, is all going to be rendered nearly worthless in the future. Some of them will really succeed, like ones like Ethereum, but a lot of this stuff and all of the boom that's happening in these cryptocurrencies is also, number one, a sign of a bubble. Number two, the madness of crowds. Everybody's going in, everybody's making money, everybody's getting greased, so everyone's going to hold and try to make more money. But really, they can't do anything with it for the vast majority of them, unless you say, "Oh, you're going to use Dogecoin to buy a Tesla or whatever else." All you can do is trade that coin in for USD. It's not like you can actually purchase it. It's not like an item is actually priced in those cryptocurrencies because the prices are so volatile. So a lot of these people are going to lose their shirt, but nobody cares. So it's just like, this is the type of madness that happens before a major economic collapse. And I'm not suggesting that there's an economic collapse. I'm not going to sit here and say like I got the inside track on whatever is going to happen with the US economy. But it's just like, how many possible things could be pumped at the exact same time? It's like they're pumping the price of everything. Meanwhile, the US dollar is being rendered basically being rendered to its lowest price ever. So those cryptocurrencies, the value of these cryptocurrencies are being priced in US dollars. Their value is being assessed by the equivalent in USD, which means that they're basically being valued in addition to all of this inflation. So it's like if the same $7 doesn't go as far as it went 1 year ago, it would make sense that cryptocurrency would go up in price simply because of all this inflation. But most people just don't understand. Vicky said money is just as fake as any other currency. Yeah, I mean, money is as fake as any other currency, but it's backed by the federal government. It's backed by the federal government. You need to pay taxes in US dollars. And if you don't, you could go to jail for it. So it's not the same, because there is no law that you have to pay something in Dogecoin or some law that you have to pay something in Bitcoin. It does not have the same thing, even though it's in theory fake. These are much different things. So to compare it to fake fiat dollars is true in theory, but not necessarily true in practical application. I inflated the market on pineapples. For sure. I definitely did. There was an article that came out today that said that in the UK, you're now officially allowed to hug. Just imagine the insanity of an article like that, even being written. How could you say that hugs are allowed? That is sick. UK government gives permission to hug again as lockdowns to ease in England next week. Family and friends are allowed to hug each other starting next week. Allowed. Dope. Vicky on Facebook says, how is it different if we keep printing money that doesn't exist? The US government is inflating the money supply. That is inflation. That inflation is going into the economy. Yes, that is true. But to suggest that cryptocurrency is of a similar value to the US dollar or any other federal or any other fiat currency is just not a fair comparison. You're talking about a private company, oftentimes a private corporation, that's creating digital nothing burgers out of literally nothing, and they only have value if someone creates something on top of it. US dollars are, yes, they're not backed by gold as they should be, but we went off the gold standard a long time ago. But to suggest that a cryptocurrency holds or has the capacity to hold the same amount of value as a fiat-backed federal currency is just a lie. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying they're not comparable in that way. A lot of things are priced around the world in US dollars, including oil, commodities, gold, and a variety of other things. And then you can compare them to other fiat currencies around the world. But absolutely nothing, literally nothing, nothing ever, nothing nowhere, nothing at all in any possible way ever is priced in cryptocurrency. The only thing that's priced in cryptocurrency is the US dollar or some other fiat currency equivalent of what you could cash it out for in order to buy something. Even companies like Tesla, for example, that suggested that they will allow Bitcoin, all they're allowing for is for you to sell your Bitcoin at a price, transfer it into USD, and then buy the car with USD. They're not saying that you can actually buy it in Bitcoin. All you can do is transfer that Bitcoin into US dollars at the point of purchase. So a currency has a variety of different properties, and a cryptocurrency does not have those properties. On top of that, its volatility makes it so that you can't price anything in it. So the only way to do it is to price it in a more stable currency like the US dollar or some other fiat currency, something that's backed by the government. Now, some people don't like that, and all the crypto people get very aggro about that. But the reality is that in a lot of ways, things like Dogecoin are in theory a much more practical application of a digital currency. And what that does is that essentially, in a lot of ways, makes Bitcoin basically worthless and basically useless. People forget that the first computer was not an Apple computer. The first cell phone was not an iPhone. The first everything was oftentimes not the most successful thing. So just because something was first doesn't mean that it's the best. It's only the best until some other more efficient tool comes out that can supersede it. So I would wager that Dogecoin trading at 60 cents versus Bitcoin trading at $58,000, when people realize that the practical application and the lower cost of holding, trading, and buying things and things like Dogecoin, for example, makes Bitcoin much more cost prohibitive, thus making Bitcoin pretty much have a very low amount of value. If you could just buy Dogecoin and then trade the Dogecoin that has all the same properties as Bitcoin, if not better, then why would you have Bitcoin? What would you do? What are you going to do with Bitcoin? All you can do with Bitcoin is hold it and hope that a greater fool pays you more for it. That's it. And then all these crypto people are incentivized to sell people on crypto. Now, I'm not going to sit here and just make this like a moratorium, like Bobby Sauce rails on crypto all day. I'm just saying these things are for the vast majority of them, most of them are not based on any objective value. It's just based on who's the greater fool that's willing to pay more money for it. The prices of all of these things, like NFTs, are so off the chart. Every single thing is in this insane bubble because people are getting stimmies. They're getting paid to work from home for free. There's a house that's sold. There's an NFT house that's sold for more money than my actual house that I can live in. That in the case of a hurricane, a rainstorm, a lightning storm, that I can live inside of and survive. My actual human body could survive inside of. Yet there's NFT houses that sell for more than the value of the majority of homes in America. I think that the most valuable thing that anybody can do is invest in assets and purchase assets. But I just don't. It just frustrates me about all of the crypto mayhem. And it's like, what are you buying? You're gambling. I'm not saying that it's all bad. I think there's a real case for Ethereum, sure, and a variety of them, but I don't know. But whatever. Anybody that's invested in crypto is certainly going to endorse and encourage you to buy crypto, but whatever. Invest in corn pops. Somebody said, what's an NFT house? It's a fake house, a digital house that doesn't exist in real life. So, what is it now? Crypto what now? Well, so whatever. So I just feel like the majority of what I'm trying to say and what I think is the story of the day and what I think is just extremely concerning about all this stuff is, like I said, is like, generally speaking, I feel like the vast majority of people don't care. I think the vast majority of people are uninformed about what's actually going on. I think that there's certainly an information gap that most people are not fully in understanding of, and I think that it poses a huge threat to our way of life and to the value of the U.S. dollar and every single thing else that's out there. So it's a bag of rice. Now, I am proud and happy to inform you that my phone is now back in operation. I'm using my new good phone again. I got my ability to create videos again. So you're going to be seeing me back on my normal flow of things now that I have the ability to do that. I still haven't figured out exactly how to get all my videos back, but it does look like I have most of them. So I'm going to be looking more into doing that as we go. Amy said, who made the shirt that you're wearing? So it was made by, I did the Celebration Effect podcast. She sent me this shirt. After I did the podcast. I don't know exactly where she sells them at, though. I'm going to have to check back on that. I believe it's a touchofla.com/merch. Yeah. So the website is touchofla.com/merch, and there's a super spreader truth tee on there. So if anybody likes my shirt, feel free to go support her. touchofla.com/merch for the super spreader of truth shirt. My phone is the world. Yo, thank you to everybody that got the badges. Chooks Official, Sableheim, Jennifer A0107, The Metaphysical, Metalsmith, Charlottini, and Jen Lisa 80. Thank you so much for the badges. I really appreciate that. I saw an order that came in from William. Thank you so much. And from Danae. Thank you guys for the orders on bobbysauce.com. And thank you guys for the badges. I appreciate it. So here's the thing. Official Eli says, you look Jewish. Are you? No, I'm not. So you and Tommy need to combine Beanbagger and IG Lives. Maybe. Did you buy any of the coins that you mentioned? No. I had some Ethereum a few years ago, but I sold it. I mean, I would have a whole lot more money now had I not. I was just like, I don't know what this is based out of. I don't know how to measure the value of this. Thank you, Ryan Big Ray, for the badge. I appreciate it. I wasn't in the room when I talked. No, I don't have any crypto right now. I have a lot of stocks. Now, it's probably a bad idea. I probably shouldn't have US based stocks, but I do have primarily US based stocks. I had some shares of Alibaba, but I sold it because I didn't like how the Chinese government is benefiting from that. It didn't sit right with me, so I took my money out of that stock. So I primarily have US based stocks. I believe in America. I believe in our ability to win, and I think that generally speaking, I want America to win as much as possible. So here's what I'm going to do. It's just about 10 o'clock. Thank you, Chaz14. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, gym closes at 11 o'clock. I'm going to go back to the gym and get some cardio in before the end of the evening. I'll probably jump back on here later. Maybe I'll come back on at 11:15 or 11:30 when I get back, and maybe I'll do a little late night jamboree, see what's going on. Amy says, "What's the best app or website to start buying stocks?" E-Trade is where I buy mine. Did I hear about the Michigan recount? No. So, all right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching my video today. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna go get a sweat going, and not from yelling in my phone. And I'll probably be back later. And of course, like I said, I'm gonna be back with more videos and whatnot this week. I'm so glad to finally have my phone back. So I'm gonna do a lot more of that, and I'll get back on my normal schedule of things. It was really annoying not having my phone for the past week. So it was a true bag of garbage. I know I got to put some more stuff into the store and whatnot. So I'm going to do that. So I'll be back in a bit. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much to Lars Brooks on YouTube for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that bought the badges. Thank you so much as always. I really do appreciate that. It means so much. Thank you so kindly for doing that. It makes all the difference. Facebook, YouTube.